أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Lead Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning and welcome back to our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, I now have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
May I now call on Honorable Sila to lead us in Muslim prayers and Honorable Joyner to lead us in Christian prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ورثا واسعا مباركا ومنتوى وسية البدن اللهم افتح قلوبنا بالعلم أعوذ بالله من شر النساء ومن سيء الشياطين والسلطان الله برحمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق نازل الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقدار عظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Holy Father, the Alpha and Omega, we thank you for making each day a blessing in our lives. We are grateful for all the wonderful things you have done for us. We exalt and magnify your glorious name. Guide us, thou great Jehovah, pilgrim with us through this barren land. We are weak, but thou art mighty. Hold us with your powerful hand. Let your light continue to shine brightly on our way, and may your grace continue to abide with us now and forevermore. Amen.
Registrar, can you please call the witness?
Good morning, Mr. Witness. You may kindly take your seat.
Thank you.
Mr. Witness, welcome back for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. Before I hand you over to Madam Chair, may I remind you that you are still under oath.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Madam Chair, I hand over the witness to you.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Fine.
Okay. Council, can we proceed?
Good morning, Honorable Commissioners. And Mr. Ture, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yesterday we were discussing the overpayment of $100,000 to Yoro Kurubali.
Yes, sir.
On page 36, at page 36 of your of the system audit.
Okay.
Do you have the system audit with you?
Yes, I have the system of it.
Yes, so you had told us that
Yes.
when it comes to GPPA approval, it was secured after the agreement with Yoro Kurubali to purchase the truck, the pickup truck.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, how did you identify Yoro Kurubali as being the the person to buy the trucks from, the pickup from?
It happens that Yoro came with this vehicle to the council.
Yes, who introduced Yoro to the council?
I think the chairman introduced Yoro to us that he has a vehicle that he wants to sell.
So the buying of this pickup truck is influenced by the chairman?
Not necessarily by the chairman. It happens that we need a vehicle at that time.
Yes, I am not talking about needing the vehicle.
Yes.
I'm talking about influencing the buying of the vehicle from this specific particular seller.
Yeah, he identified the seller to us.
Did he influence the decision to purchase the vehicle from Yoro?
No, he did not influence because the matter was taken to the general council.
And then?
When the general council passed a resolution, that was from there we start the process with Yoro Kurubali.
Who took the matter to the general council?
I took the matter to the general
council. And why did you take the matter to general council?
Because at that time we need a vehicle, and we saw that that vehicle is in good condition, and that we can go ahead and I can propose it to the general council.
But if you need a vehicle, you would have gotten a vehicle anywhere in the country.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
That is very correct.
Yes, so therefore it was just the case that you were introduced by this particular Yoro, by the chairman.
Yeah, because he came with the vehicle and he told me that this vehicle is for sale.
That's why I said it was influenced by the chairman, because the seller that he identified is a seller that you went with.
Yes, but what I'm also saying is that what I understand by influence by the chairman is that if he proposed to me for us to buy that vehicle, but when he identified this particular vehicle to us, then that was the time I also took the matter to the general council.
Did he not propose that you buy the vehicle from Yoro Kurubali?
Yes, he proposed that this vehicle is for sale.
Did he not propose that you buy it from Yoro Kurubali?
No, he didn't propose that.
So he said it was a sale?
The vehicle is for sale.
And then, so what should happen?
I took the matter to the general council. I went to the vehicle, look at it, then
everyone that testified,
yes,
especially the finance director, they said that the chairperson was the one that influenced the decision.
Yeah, I never know Yoro Kurubali, but it's the chairman who introduced
exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
And that this vehicle is for sale.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is why the evidence that it was influenced by the chairman is correct.
Okay.
Again, I had always said that you don't have to say, okay, you have to agree or disagree with me.
Yeah, because in this circumstance, like if the matter was not taken to the general council, I will agree that he was the one who influenced us.
I am not saying the matter was not taken to general council.
Yes.
In fact, you don't have the resolution. Do you have the resolution?
I checked, but I just have a copy of the resolution that I wrote to the council.
No, what you have given to us is a letter that made reference to a resolution which you have never submitted to us.
So the resolution will be at the council.
Exactly, but yes. you don't have it. You did not present it to us.
I don't have it here at the moment.
So now, was Yoro Kurubali the actual owner of the vehicle?
Yoro Kurubali, we paid the money to Yoro Kurubali. For me, I know that Yoro Kurubali is the one who brought the vehicle to me. It was later that I discovered that he is not the owner of the vehicle, but he was the one who brought the vehicle to us.
So who was the owner of the vehicle?
I cannot remember his name very well. He's a Sarawale man.
So now, how did you arrive at the price of the vehicle? That it is $850,000. How did you arrive?
He started with 900,000. Then we bargained until we arrived at 850,000. But before we finalized that, we consulted the GPPA that we want to buy a second-hand vehicle,
yes,
which is not in order of their procurement principles, because we are not advised to buy.
Please speak louder.
We are not advised to buy second-hand vehicles.
Yes.
But this particular vehicle, I recommended to them that it's in good condition.
How did you know it was in good condition?
Yeah, because we gave it to our drivers to test. They tested it. Then after, we took it to SafeAO because GPB advised us that you have to take the vehicle to the company that deals with this particular vehicle in the Gambia.
You took the vehicle to CFAO?
We took the vehicle to SafeAO for assessment.
Inspection? For
inspection, yes.
Where is the certificate of inspection?
They are all in the council.
You mean CFAO gave you a certificate of inspection?
Yeah, they did a certificate of inspection and they even valued the vehicle.
And then they certified the vehicle as being good, in good condition?
In good condition, and even a price more than what we have agreed with Yoro Kurubali.
What was the price?
The price, I could remember, it goes to about something like 1 million at that time.
CFAO priced the vehicle to be $1 million?
Yeah, 1.1 million at that time, yes, if I could recall my memory, because something is on top of the 1 million at that point in time.
Where are these documents?
They are in the council. I can produce them.
You can produce them?
Yes.
Please do.
I will do that.
Now, you agreed $850,000 to be paid to Yoro Kurubali.
Yes.
And you said Yoro Kurubali was being brought by the chairman.
Yes, I said Yoro Kurubali drove this vehicle to the council. There was a time the chairman
brought Yoro Kurubali to the council.
I don't know who brought him there, but Yoro Kurubali came there with the vehicle. And then
you had told us that you were introduced to Yoro Kurubali by the chairman.
Yes, this is what I'm saying.
Why are you backtracking?
No, I'm not backtracking. I said Yoro Kurubali came to the council with the vehicle. Then chairman introduced him to me that this vehicle is for sale.
If you answer the questions
yes.
that have been asked to you, it will be very simple.
Yes.
Rather than trying to cover anything or try to not say something that you think it may not be good for someone.
I'm not trying to cover.
Were you introduced to Yoro Kurubali by the chairman?
Yes.
Simple. That's simple as that.
Thank you.
And you were introduced that Yoro Kurubali had a vehicle to sell?
For sale, yes.
And so you bought the same vehicle from Yoro Kurubali?
Yes.
Why did you not go and do a market survey and also check whether there are better vehicles around?
Yes, we did a market survey. We went to SafeAO, we went to TK Motors to look for vehicles, even the Chief Group.
Where is the evidence of the market survey?
When I go back, because anywhere we went, they give us their quotations for the vehicles. So when we saw this vehicle and we realized that it's in good condition, then we seek for advice and we are advised to
Where is the evidence of the market survey?
The documents, they will be at the council, that we got from SafeAO itself and that we got from Q Group. They are all at the council.
Now the issue in relation to the price and the overpayment.
Yes.
Why would you overpay $100,000 to Yoro Kurubali?
Yes, this happens that we are paying Yoro Kurubali by installment.
Okay.
Yes.
And then?
By the time we realized that the payment is over, then it was over by 100,000, and this was brought to Yoro Kurubali's knowledge.
But you know how much you are supposed to pay to Yoro Kurubali?
Yes.
You know it is $850,000.
Yes.
Why would you pay him more? It's the same thing you have done with Green Vision.
I'll blame myself, but these are lapses that were coming from the finance directors.
Why will you blame yourself?
Yeah, because I am the head of the institution, yes.
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 So now,
yes.
if you are to pay someone,
yes,
what documents must you be presented with for you to sign checks in that regard?
They were bringing the payment vouchers with the invoice from Yoro Kurubali.
With the invoice?
With the invoice.
Did you cross-check the invoice to see whether it is actually the amount that is supposed to be paid?
Yes, I cross-checked and I realized that the invoice is 850,000.
Yes, and therefore, why would you sign a check that is more than?
Yeah, frankly, we are not taking details of how much we were paying to Yoro Kurubali at that time.
You are taking details of how much you are paying to Yoro Kurubali?
For example, when they brought the checks to me, I should have entered the amount that I have signed in the other check.
Yes.
So that by the time we finish, it will tally with that amount.
Now, when you made the overpayment, when did you realize that there was an overpayment?
Yes, because this happens when I took the statements, because normally we pay him at Ajib Bank and Trust Bank. When I checked the statements, I realized that we have overpaid Yoro Kurbali.
When was
and
that?
I called the attention. That was in 2020.
2020.
All these things happened, yes, in 2021. It's
So
20.
you realized in 2020 that the transaction with Yoro Kurbali in 2020,
Yes.
there was an overpayment of $100,000.
Yes.
So what did you do?
We consulted Yoro Kurbali and we tell him that he should refund the 100,000.
Where is the evidence of that?
Yeah, we never wrote to him. It was just of recent that we wrote to him for him to pay it back.
Now you said you consulted Yoro Kurbali in 2020.
Yes.
So where is the correspondence to show us
What
that you
I'm
have
saying, at that time we never wrote to him, but when it comes to the words we wrote to him, that letter is at the council.
No, forget about subsequent letters that were written prior, after the system audit.
Yes.
I am talking about the period. You had said you want to make us believe that the overpayment was a mistake, an oversight. Is that not the case?
Yes.
And so if it was an oversight, you now realize that you have overpaid in the same year, 2020.
Yes.
This system audit covers all the way through 2022. Is that not correct?
Yeah, we brought this to the Yoro Kurbali's knowledge, but to get the money from him was not easy.
Why?
We've been following him, and until when the system audit,
In
I think
2020, you realized that you overpaid Yoro Kurbali.
yes.
And so, what did you do?
I said we did not write to him formally. We called him and we talked to him. We told him that we have overpaid you. So
Who is we?
Myself and the finance director.
You called the Yoro Kurbali,
Yes.
and you had asked for the money.
Yeah, we asked
And
for
then?
the money for him to pay back to the council's account.
So what was his response?
He said, I will pay. So that keep on dragging until when the system audit came. And even after the system audit, it was even difficult after writing to him. It was when the SIU, the police came there, they called him and they confronted him. That was the time he paid the money. And
That was time he
paid back the money, and the money was deposited back to our council's account at Trust Bank.
When was that?
This was sometime in April, May.
So why did you not write to Yoro Kurbali?
We wrote to him.
No, in 2020.
No, 2020 we didn't write to him.
Why did you not bring it to the attention of the General Council?
No, we didn't brought it to the attention of the
So you made no effort in 2020 to recover the money?
because there is no document to prove that I have made efforts.
There is no what?
There is no document to prove that I have made efforts, but I have made efforts.
Now,
Yes.
the chairman
Yes.
of Pasay Area Council, did he at any time attend any course in Combo at MDI?
Yes, at MDI, yes.
Can you please tell us about that?
Now, I found him on that particular program.
On the?
On that particular program at MDI.
What
when I
program was
took
that?
over. I could not remember exactly what program was that.
Which year was this?
It was a diploma program. I took over in 2019 and I found him on that program.
And for how long was the program, do you know?
The program ran up to sometime in 2020.
For how long would he be in Combo? Attending the program at MDI?
I think, I'm not very much so, but he will come sometimes on a Thursday and have his class Thursday, Friday.
And have what? Please speak louder. Today.
I could not remember exactly what time the duration of the program, but I know I found him on that program, and the program ended sometime around in 2020.
Were you paying him per diem?
For that one?
Yes.
No.
So what was his benefit? Was he being paid, whether it is per diem or any amount of money in relation to him attending the program at MDI?
No, I could not remember, because even the drivers bringing him, we don't pay them the per diem. He took care of that. He took care of himself.
Please raise your voice.
I say even the drivers coming, we don't take care of their allowances. He took care of them.
He took care of them.
Yes, that I can attest to.
All right. We'll
Yes.
come back to that. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions before I hand over to lead counsel?
Yes. Yesterday
Yes, go ahead.
I was given an assignment to check on the authority on expenditure that I have talked about here, and Madam Chair asked me to give a proof on that.
So if you can allow me, with your permission, I can refer you to the section. Yes. Yeah, it's in the Finance and Accounting Manual, page 20, section 305. Talks about authority on expenditure, authority for expenditure. Page 20. Page 20, yes, 305, section 305.
That should be on 19.
On page 19?
Yes,
Okay.
authority for expenditure.
Okay.
Yes, Mr. Ture,
Yes.
what this is indicating, it did
Yes.
not specifically state the threshold,
Yes.
you understand? So who determines this threshold?
The threshold, should be the threshold should depend on the expenditure that we want to incur.
No, my question is, who determines that threshold?
And this is what I'm saying.
Is it you or council that says, is it council that determines this threshold and tells you that you can expend up to this amount, and beyond this amount you have to seek for authorization?
Yeah, in the document it doesn't specifically mention an amount,
Okay.
because they said from this amount you can take it to the chairman. Above this amount, to a certain amount, then you have to take it to the council.
So when you do your expenditures, you do so based on discussion.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Council.
Morning, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Now,
Morning. ma'am.
you're saying that you do your expenditures within the threshold. There's no threshold set by your council, is that right?
This is what I mean. In the document, there is no threshold indicated in that.
And who is supposed to set that threshold?
I said the threshold will depend on the expenditure that we want to incur.
Who decides what the threshold is? Who has the power to decide what the threshold of your spending is?
It should be the CEO, but then it has to be depend on what we want to procure at that time, or what we want to, the good and service that we want to buy.
Why do you say that it should be the CEO?
Because when we need an item, or we need a service, if the amount of money that should be incurred for that particular service is high, because we are not told about any threshold, we should take it to the chairman for him to review and make comments. So certain amount, he can also refer us to the general council. But I want to believe that the general council should set up that threshold.
And that's why I'm asking why you think that it's the CEO that should set up,
It should be
determine what the threshold is.
It should be the general council that will set up the threshold.
Very well. Can you tell us about 5C? How did you get to know about the company and their business?
Yes, thank you very much. 5C company was introduced to us through a colleague chairperson of the chairman of our chairman for the Danjo.
Can you
I said,
can you simplify that? He was introduced to you by a colleague chairperson.
a
Who
colleague
introduced?
from Brikama, the former chairperson of Brikama Area Council,
Who was that?
Mr. Sirfo Sonko.
Okay.
Because they started this program, they started the 5C
Okay.
company, and he found out that it's a very good system.
They
So
started the 5C company.
They started with the 5C company. He is the one who introduced 5C company to us through our chairman.
Okay.
Yes.
And when was this?
This was in late 2019.
Okay. So how did you, what happened? Did he attend a meeting with 5C and Basse Area Council? How did the relationship come up?
Yeah, when 5C was introduced to us, they invited us for a meeting. That was November, December, we went for a meeting. So we also, they did a presentation at Brikama Area Council on their system. Then we also see that it is a very good system. Then we can also emulate from Brikama Area Council. So the discussions start from that until we finalize. Before we even finalize, they have been coming to Basse to train our collectors and IT officers. That took a duration of almost 4 to 5 months. Then June 2020, the whole program kickstarted.
And when did you sign an agreement with 5C?
I think it was in January 2020.
Hang on a second. Registrar, can I please have the agreement between 5C and Basse Area Council? Now, when you signed the contract, I see that you wrote a letter in October 2020 to 5C complaining about certain things.
November 2020, yes.
Okay. Now, this is a few months after the machines were brought to the council.
Yes.
Okay, so before you signed the agreement with 5C, did you conduct any background check on them?
Yeah, that time we don't have any lawyer for the council or any legal advisor for the council. We depend entirely on their own company's legal advisor. But notwithstanding, I also wrote a letter of expression of interest to the ministry, our line ministry, for their advice.
When was that?
This was also in January.
In January
2020. Yes.
When you signed the agreement?
No, before we signed the agreement.
Okay, when the agreement comes, we'll check the dates.
Okay.
So you didn't conduct any background check? You didn't check with the registry whether they were a registered company? When they were registered?
No, we didn't check that, but we asked them that whether they are registered.
Did you ask them to provide proof that they were registered?
No, I could not recall that. But I think we asked them that we want to see their registration certificates for allowing them to do business in the Gambia.
And did you look at them? Did they provide the certificates? Did you look at the certificates?
I could not recall, but it was requested.
Was it requested in writing?
No, when we were having a meeting with them.
So did you sign the agreement?
Yeah, I signed the agreement.
So you can't remember whether you verified that they're actually a registered company. So it's most likely that you never did before signing.
I could not remember that.
Yeah, but if you had seen it, you would remember, right?
Yes, I would remember.
So
yes.
you likely never saw it.
I could not remember seeing anything.
Is it more likely that you never saw those documents?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you discuss with the chairperson of Brikama Area Council about the company before you signed?
Yes, we discussed.
Okay. What exactly did you discuss with them about the company?
That is how they started it and what are the benefits that they are when they are doing this, when they are partnered with 5C, what are some of the benefits the council will get, and what is about the efficiency and the effectiveness of the service. We discussed about that, and based on that, that was why we were encouraged to get into the business.
Did you go to Brikama Area Council to check how the system worked?
Yeah, we went there. We had a meeting there.
When?
I could not remember, but I have an email inviting us for that meeting. I have sent all the emails to the investigators, that are the correspondents.
In 2019 or 2020, 2021?
This will be in 2020.
In 2020?
Yes.
After the signature of the agreement?
No, before the signature, before we agree with them.
All right, during the break, we'll give you the document so you can show us.
I will check the emails. And
also, did you get the document that you were asked for yesterday? The letter that you sent recommending that the Director of Finance be confirmed?
No, I said those documents are in Basse.
You said you were going to speak to the CEO.
Yeah, I saw the CEO here. He said he was called for the issue of Masa Kongo to come and give a statement.
Where would those documents be?
They'll be in Basse.
Where in Basse?
In the CEO's office.
And only the CEO has access to his office?
That is, he has.
That is what?
That is his office, and I didn't further ask whether, in your absence, somebody can have access to your office.
Why? Because you don't need the document?
No, I need the document. When I saw him here, I told him that, well, I wanted to call you to find out whether I can get these particular documents from you. He said, well, I'm called here to come and give a statement.
Can you find out further whether somebody can get that document for you and
Okay,
send it to you before the break, or during the break rather, so that you can provide it after the break? Thank you.
That can only be sent maybe through an email or...
How have you been giving us documents? Have you not been printing them from your computer?
Yeah, this is why they are photocopies.
Yes.
Yes.
So in the same way, you
Yes.
can provide the document.
Okay, ma'am.
It's not that
I
difficult.
will endeavor.
No, can you kindly make sure you provide the
Yeah,
document? We've been asking for it since yesterday morning.
Okay, I'll do all my efforts.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So you said you went to Brikama Area Council and you saw how the devices were working.
Yes.
Did you see it when the revenue collectors were using it, or who showed you the devices?
No, their IT officer brought the devices. With our IT officer, while we are there, they did a demonstration.
Okay.
And on how to use the device, and they have been using the device for some time, and they have seen that there is efficiency in the use of the device.
So you didn't actually see the devices being used in action?
No, we've seen.
I mean, you're seeing being used on a normal day, regular day, for its normal functions.
Yeah, because they called a collector, and it was demonstrated to us. After when the IT officer presented, he called a collector, and it was demonstrated to us.
Now, you were saying in your letter of October or November 2020 that the devices that they provided to the council were old, or old versions. How did you know what the old or new versions looked like?
Yeah, this is an advice from the IT office, because when we have these devices, most of them start having problems. So that was why I brought this to their knowledge.
What kind of problems did they have?
He said some of them, the batteries are not very good. So I believe if they are new ones, the batteries will not have started have a problem at that time. So he said some of them, they have printing problem. So
they have what problems?
Printing, to print tickets.
Okay.
So this is why I brought that issue to them.
And you also said that there weren't enough devices for the revenue collectors that you had.
Yes.
There's nothing in your agreement about how many devices should be provided, is that right?
There is nothing in that.
Did you not think that it was something that should have been in your agreement?
It was very, very important that all those things are captured in the agreement.
So why did you not put them in the agreement?
We didn't put it there.
No, I know you didn't. Why did you not?
It's a lapse. It was a lapse on my side.
The agreement that you have is very, very sparse. It doesn't say much.
Yes.
You didn't notice that when you read it?
No, I didn't notice that. But we also have, I don't know whether you have the framework agreement or you are looking at the MOU. We have a framework agreement.
Assistant Registrar, kindly provide that document.
Okay. It's a framework agreement.
Thank you.
Yes, a letter from NRA that was tendered yesterday, but we brought it back to the
Mr. Ture,
Yes, ma'am.
so this agreement is dated 27 January 2019, and it is signed 29th January 2020.
Yes.
This is actually the agreement that we have.
But that's what we have.
Yes.
There is an MOU after this one.
You had an MOU before you had an agreement.
No, after the agreement.
Sorry, you had an MOU after an agreement.
No, we have the MOU after the. No, we have the MOU, then we have the agreement.
Do you have the MOU with you?
I signed, but I think when I was parking, I left it. But it's in the file, the 5C file in Bassett.
Okay, so can you also get somebody to send it to you during the break?
All right.
Can you note it down, please? Because I'll ask you again.
Okay.
Thank you. Now, when did the council get a lawyer?
No?
When did the council get a lawyer?
No, still now we don't have our.
Did you not ever have a lawyer?
No, we only hire when the need arise.
And when the need arises, who do you hire?
We used to talk to Kijera or Fati.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you've spoken in your statement about the council's lawyer preparing a memorandum of, a power of attorney for the council. Who prepared that power of attorney?
I think it's Kijera. Let me confirm.
Mr. Ture, if you can't see it, we will give you time during lunch break. You look for it.
I think I submitted it with the documents when I came. A bunch of documents that were submitted. It was a photocopy and it was very dark. Yes. I'll check again, but I believe I have submitted it.
Who introduced you to the lawyer? Or who introduced you to the two lawyers that you usually use? Mr. Ture,
Yes.
who introduced you to the two lawyers? Kijera and Fati.
I could not recall exactly, but I did not know them personally. I think Kijera was introduced to us by the chairman.
And Fati?
Fati also was introduced to us by the chairman.
And how did you appoint them?
No, we didn't appoint them. We only, when the need arises, then we consult them and send their invoice.
So you didn't go through any process at all to identify which lawyer you need to use?
No, we didn't go through any process.
So it was solely based on the chairman's recommendation?
Yes.
And there was no general council resolution to use a particular lawyer?
For the case of Fati, the issue was discussed at General Council.
So there's a general council meeting minutes dated March 2022, where one of the issues that was raised is update from the council's lawyer. The chairman informed the meeting that the initial lawyer of the council wanted to compromise the case. As a result, he had to talk to Talib Bensouda and Yakumba Jaite, who referred him to one Yasin Senghor. However, Senghor said that she cannot come to Bassett due to her engagements, but further referred him to one Abdullah Fati, who agreed to take the case on the condition that his legal fee will be $225,000, with all expenses covered by the council. The chairman also informed the meeting that the case will be filed on Friday as per the information gathered from the lawyer. He then urged the management to raise the legal fee. Thereafter, the chairman advised the councillors as well as the management to stay together and solid. Adding to the statement of the chairman, Honorable Seni Kanute said he believes that the council's lawyer has all the legal tools to win the case. He also reiterated the fact that they have come very far together as a council and urged that the bond should be tightened.
Yes.
First, I want to know, who's the lawyer that the chairman is informing the meeting wants to compromise their case?
I think that was our first lawyer, that is Lawyer Fati.
You
Sorry,
think that
Kijera, that was the first lawyer. That was the one we first started with. Then later he informed the General Council that, the way he see him, maybe he want to compromise.
And what cases is that the council was
This
going
was
to
the,
take up?
this was the issue of the market, the Basse new market.
What case was that?
When there was an executive directive for the allocation of the market to be moved from the Basse Area Council to the office of the governor.
Can you speak into the mic, please?
I said when sorry for that. When there was an executive directive that the allocation of the market canteens at the Basse New Market should be moved to the from the Basse Area Council to the office of the governor Juara.
So you were going to sue whom?
The state, the government.
And if it hadn't been filed yet, how was your lawyer Kijera compromising the case?
Well, it was the chairman who was spearheading the case, but maybe he was not satisfied with the way the matter was handled by Kijera. This is why he advised us to go in for Fati.
And were you not involved
Yes.
in the discussions with Kijera?
Yes, I am involved with the discussion with Kijera because I used to call him to find out from him how far he has gone or whatever, because I am given that responsibility.
And the chairman did not disclose to you the reasons why he thought Kijera was compromising the council's case?
No.
So the chairman just makes a decision without consulting you, and that's it? You
Maybe
follow through?
the case, what I can recall, the case, when it was reported to him, maybe there was delay. So that was why I thought it was necessary for us to look for another person. But the whole case has never taken off, because while we are on that process, the local government, the GALGA, Organization of Local Government, came over to mediate on the case so that there will be no court case, and that the council can work amicably with the office of the governor to do the allocation.
So did you ever instruct Mr. Fati?
Yeah, Fati was instructed. I think he did some writings, and those ones were.
So you paid your legal fees?
We paid him for engaging him. I think it was only 25,000.
Was there any payment voucher for that payment?
Please speak into
There
the...
should be a payment
Mr.
voucher for
Ture?
that. Yes.
Please speak into the mic so that we
Yes.
hear what you're saying.
You said there should be. So can you find out from your staff, well, former staff in Basse, for that payment voucher for the
No,
legal
it
fees?
should be with the Director of Finance. All the payment vouchers are with the Director of Finance.
Can you get us a copy, please?
Okay.
Thank you. Can you note it down?
Okay.
So you've indicated that you have lawyers that you use to, when you have issues. So why did you not think it necessary to employ or to get obtain the services of a lawyer to review your contract?
Yeah, we are thinking about the sustainability, because when you hire, it means we have to be paying him every month, with or without any case.
How do you know that? Did you speak to a lawyer?
Yes, we make our inquiries that if we engage them, we put them on contract. It means within that period, that contract period, whether there is a case or not case, you have to be paying.
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
did you engage the services of a lawyer to review this contract?
No, this particular contract, no. I said
Okay.
before, we rely
Wait,
on the...
Is that the only way to engage the services of a lawyer?
For this particular one, we didn't engage them.
I know that, but you're saying that you made inquiries and you were told that you have to pay legal fees every month, whether or not you have a case.
Yes.
Where did you make these inquiries?
I think when we discussed it at management, then we engaged the chairman, and later he advised us that if we have to take it, looking at the financial status of the council, it will be difficult for us to maintain. But we can do this. If we need the service, then we can look for...
So I'm asking you again, is it whatever the chairman says that you just go with? Do you make any efforts to verify?
No, I did not make any efforts to verify.
Did you speak to any lawyer to find out
No,
what
we
their fees would be? What kind of services they can offer you?
No, we didn't. I didn't go ahead to verify on that.
You could not be bothered.
I should be bothered to do that, but I did not do it.
So you complained about, in your letter to 5C, you complained about, you asked them to tell you or give you a breakdown of the 2.5 million investment that they're supposed to make.
Yes.
Did you make it a term of your agreement that they have to give you this information?
At the time of the signing of the contract,
You didn't.
we didn't, but they
And
promised.
before you signed the agreement, when you saw it, did you ask them for this information?
Yeah, they told us the investment that they are doing.
Did you ask them for the information? Did you say you wanted to know what they're investing in?
No,
You didn't care about that at that time.
We asked them, they promised that they will give it to us, but they never give it to us.
So then why go ahead to sign a contract when you don't know what you're doing, what you're getting into?
I think that was what prompted me to write this letter to them, so that at least we can review
It
the
is
contract.
easy to write the letter after you've entered into an agreement.
Yes.
If they're not legally obligated to give you anything, they don't have to give you anything. So I don't understand why something so serious for the council, you choose not to engage the services of a lawyer because you have legal minds in your council? Or is it the chairman you were relying on?
No, we don't have any legal person in the council.
So why would you think that you have expertise in contracts and contract law, and you go and sign an agreement binding the council for 10 years?
Yes, like I said, this one we depend on their company's lawyer.
Why would you depend on them? Are they there for you?
No, they are not there for us.
They're there for their individual interests.
Exactly.
And you should be protecting your individual interests.
so-
But you did not feel it was necessary to engage a lawyer to protect your legal interests.
It was very necessary, and I think after the expression of interest in that letter, I think I mentioned I have attacked the contract and everything to the ministry for them for onward submission to the Attorney General's chambers for advice.
Did you not know the address of the Attorney General's chambers?
Now I have to go through our line ministry.
Who said that?
No, at that time, that's what I think it's right.
You thought it was right.
Yes.
You didn't think anything else. So when you were engaging the services of Mr. Fati or Mr. Kijera, that's your private engagement, is that not right? The council.
For the council, yes.
You did not go to the Ministry of Justice.
No, we did
You
not.
did not go through the line ministry.
No, because when we wrote to them about that one, we didn't get any reply. So this is why this time around, we didn't go through them.
So at any point in the period that you signed this agreement, January 2020 to date, have you had a lawyer review this agreement?
To look at this agreement?
Yes.
No.
Because you can't be bothered.
No, we are bothered because we felt that that time the mistake has already been occurred, and this is why we called them for a review. When we review it, then we send it to our lawyer for advice, to a lawyer that we used to hire them for advice.
You want
But
to...
it was never reviewed.
Sorry, you want to review it when you don't know what your legal rights are. You want to review it before you've engaged the services of the lawyer. So what's the point of engaging the services of the lawyer after you have decided what you want to do? Is it not the lawyer that advises you what to do?
Yeah, because we have seen that there are certain, that time we didn't engage the service of the lawyer.
You've already said that you've not engaged the services of a lawyer at all in respect of this contract.
Yes.
Okay.
After thoroughly going through the document, then I realized that there were some few things that are missing.
Like
So
what?
The exit clause that the contract can be terminated within this period, and some other few things.
Some other what? Do you want the agreement?
First, you need to revisit it because there are
Assistant
some
Registrar,
missing clauses.
please hand the witness his copy.
Yes, because the document was also, we need approval from the ministry. Okay, thank you.
What document needs approval from the ministry?
We send our contract letters, the MOU and the framework agreement for onward submission to the Attorney General's chambers for advice. But we didn't receive
After
any.
you signed it? What advice do you expect after you've signed it?
They can advise us that the contract that we have signed is not binding. So
Why would it
revisit
not be binding? Did you not agree on the terms that are in the contract?
Like I said, we sign it, but later we are not comfortable with it. This is why I said.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You didn't send it to the Ministry of Justice. You sent it to your line ministry.
This is what I mean. Yes.
And you didn't follow up.
We make a follow up.
Pardon?
I made a follow up.
Really? How did you make a follow up?
Through telephone calls.
You wrote.
No, I did not wrote.
What did you do?
I called.
Who did you call?
Called the permanent secretary.
Okay, and what did he tell you?
All what you tell me that we have forwarded it to the AG chambers and we are waiting for their approval.
Did you check with the Aegis chambers?
No, I never checked.
So how do you know it got there?
Well, I never checked. I just rely on his
That's why I
information.
keep saying that you couldn't be bothered.
Okay.
Did you, when you didn't hear anything from the ministry, you also didn't engage the services of a lawyer yourself?
No.
So when did you write for a review, for the ministry to forward it for advice? Was it not after you signed?
I could not remember, but the letter that I wrote for expression of interest, that was before we signed the contract.
So even though you did not get anything back from the ministry, you still went ahead to sign the contract?
Yes.
When you have no idea what you're doing? When you're binding the council to obligations that you cannot fulfill?
Yes,
and now 3 years later you're in breach of the agreement, and you still have not taken it to a lawyer to look at and advise you.
Yeah, because I felt now for us to review it, we are already indebted with them. So when we finish paying, then we can review it.
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
are you an expert at contracts?
No.
Are you an expert in law?
No.
Why would you assume that position then?
Which position?
You're deciding that you should finish paying before you get advice about
No.
reviewing.
Yeah, it looks to me.
That's the point.
Yeah, it's critical that you owe somebody, and now you want to call him to change the whole.
That's why I
scenario.
asked you, are you a legal expert?
I'm not an legal expert.
How would you know what you can do and you can't do whilst the contract is subsisting?
That was my own assumption.
That's the point. You
Yes.
should not be assuming if it's
Okay.
something that is not your field.
Okay.
So why did you not take it to a lawyer?
No, that was the only thing that we owe them, and even taking it to the lawyer and advising us to review it, we have their money that we need
So
to pay.
do you know?
That was what's
do you-
stopping me.
Do you know whether the contract can be terminated?
Yes, I think
No.
within a period of 3 months.
Whilst you're owing the other party, do you know whether the contract can be terminated?
When we owe them. No, I'm not sure of that one.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't
Do you
know.
know whether you have any legal remedies to protect yourself whilst you owe the other partners?
I didn't find out.
Okay. Do you know whether you can go to court to do anything about the agreement? I'm not going to give you legal advice, but I'm just asking you, do you know?
Yeah, what I know that they can take us to court for.
But do you know whether you
before-
can take them to court?
for this document?
Yes.
No, because
So because you did not seek legal advice?
I didn't seek legal
Because you
advice.
didn't need legal advice?
I needed.
No, you
But I
didn't.
didn't
Because
seek
if you
it.
did, you would have done it. Where it was convenient for you,
Yes.
when it had to do with the money that you needed to receive from the market stalls, or when you had an executive directive you were not happy with, you got a lawyer. In fact, you hired 2. And on top of that, your chairman went around asking for recommendations for a lawyer. But when it comes to something that is actually for the benefit of the council, you didn't bother to get a lawyer.
Now we are thinking when we finish paying their.
You think the what?
We said when we finish paying them, then that's the time we're going to
Mr.
review
Ture,
this. Yes.
if you don't know, don't assume.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
think that's
for
the
that.
only advice I can give. If you don't know, don't assume.
Thank you very much for that advice.
But I don't understand how you can choose when it suits you what to do, because it really looks like that's what you keep doing.
Not necessarily to choose when it favors me or not. But
You were not happy with the contract, right?
yes, I was not.
So
After a while. yes.
I'm wondering why that alone would not have prompted you to get a lawyer to review it.
That we have not done it.
Do you know how much a lawyer costs?
Because
Do you know how much it costs?
based on the charges, depending on the nature of the issue,
Okay.
yes.
So you don't know whether it's 2,000, you don't know whether it's 5,000, you don't know whether it's 10. You don't have any clue because you didn't bother to find out. Your chairman just told you something and you ran with it.
Yeah, for this particular agreement, we didn't bother to find out.
Did you ask the general counsel? Did you tell them that you wanted to get it reviewed?
For it to be reviewed,
Did you tell them you wanted legal advice on this?
no, I didn't tell them about the legal advice, but they were aware of this information, this letter.
Did you tell the chairman that you wanted legal advice on this?
No, I never told the chairman, but I sent him these copies for us to review it, the whole
And did-
agreement.
I don't remember if I asked you, but did the general counsel pass a resolution that you should enter into this agreement?
I think I should think so, yes, because I don't
Can
think
you
we-
check and be sure?
Okay.
All right. Now, when you were coming up with the different sources of revenue for the agreement,
Yes.
who came up with this list?
This list, I assigned the finance department to come up with this list.
Who did you assign it to? At that time,
The director of finance.
that's
Babukar
Kante?
Kante, yes.
Okay. And this was meant to be the basis on which you would split the shares between yourself and 5C.
Yes.
Now, who came up with the sharing structure?
And this was discussed between us and 5C as part of the agreement.
And who gave them the baseline?
I gave them the baseline based on the advice from the management.
Whose management?
We, myself, the chairman, director of finance, and planner and engineer, and
So-
in some case the procurement, yes.
What informed that advice?
It's based on these revenue heads that we are expected to collect.
So when I'm asking you this, I mean, what made you think, let me share my revenue source 50-50 with somebody else?
Because we are partners, we believe we should be transparent.
Okay, so let me help you again. So they're providing you with machines,
Yes,
all right?
yes,
You're the ones, it is your staff that's going to go around and use these machines.
yes,
The machines are helping you better collect revenue,
yes,
as in to be able to track the revenue better.
yes,
Okay. Now these are machines that you probably could have accumulated over time if you were buying them yourselves, right?
Very right. We came to realize that later.
This is something you should have realized before you signed.
Okay, all right.
So you realize that you could probably buy these machines over a few years if you keep buying bit by bit, all right? And you run the parallel manual and digital at the same time until you can afford to buy it, all right? Now, you're the ones providing the manpower,
Yeah,
you're providing the internet,
yes,
you're doing the monitoring,
yes,
they're providing you with machines,
yes,
equipment, sorry, the monitor,
yes.
training, and you thought, let me give them half of all the revenue that I collect for 2 years, and then 40% for another 2 years,
Yes.
going down until the 10-year mark. So I want to know what informed you to think, let me give them half of my revenue.
No, because we are using their machines to collect, and this was the agreement that.
The agreement was negotiated.
Yes,
You decided that you
Yes.
were going to give them half of your revenue for providing machines to you.
yeah, because we believe that the machines will bring efficiency, and when we start using the machines, we have seen some efficiency in terms of revenue leakages and other related form of revenue
Mr.
suppression.
Ture,
Yes.
you have said that in the machines, well, when you started using the machines, the task force report rather said, your staff have understated the number of businesses in your area.
Yes.
So whether the machines are there, the machines are not there, your issues are bigger than the machines.
Yes, because what is in the machine, that's what you collect. So if they went and assess, and the assessment is not
Were
complete.
your staff not still using the machines to get money from vendors?
Yes, what I mean, yes, they are using machine to get money
Okay,
from
so the
vendors.
machines would have made it more efficient, but if you had honest revenue collectors.
Yes, that is one. But what I want to explain is that when they did the assessment, it is the information that they collect from the field that is what is inputted into these machines. So whatever is not in the machines, the machine will not be able to collect that. This is why when the task force went, they have realized that what is in the system and what is in the field differs. So when the efficiency that the machine brought is that once they are with the vendors, they cannot change the figures anymore. But with the manual system, they can change the figures and write anything on the GTR and say, this is what Usman have paid.
So you went into an agreement where the partners have told you they're going to invest $2.5 million into the council over the period of the contract, which is 10 years. You never requested for information, or you never made sure you got the information that you needed before you entered into the agreement to know whether they actually would be investing $2.5 million, how they would be investing it. You just looked at the figure that they said and you decided, let me give them half of my revenue that you can't even afford to have in the first place.
This investment, they said it will include the machines that they are giving us.
Okay, so they have said
their
they
server.
have said that the machines cost $500 each, right? So
And
let's
also-
say, and this is a few years ago, but let's just take the rate today. So $500, say maybe at 64, to be conservative. 7,000. Sorry, my calculator is misbehaving. Maybe you should do it as well. 500. So 32,000 per machine.
Okay.
You had 20 initially. That's $640,000 approximately. And then you had another 9. So like under $1 million to get the machines. So say under $1 million is for 30 machines.
They provide a laptop and a printer.
You've been buying laptops.
Huh?
How much do you buy a laptop for?
We normally buy second-hand laptops at
Okay.
cost of $35.
How many laptops do you have in the council?
At that time, I think it was myself, Director of Finance, and the chairman. But
So
the
they
chairman,
provided you
what
with
he
3
was having
laptops?
That is his. No, they didn't provide.
They didn't provide you with the laptops?
They provide only one laptop for the IT office.
Okay, so they provided you maybe almost $1 million worth of machines and a laptop.
And they also provide us with 4 motorbikes
Okay.
for the collectors, yes.
New motorbikes.
New motorbikes, yes.
Okay. And what else?
And maybe for hosting our program on their server.
Okay.
That
So
is the items we discuss to be part
let's
of
be
the-
generous and say 1.5 million worth of investment, dollars. That's barely a fraction of what they're telling you that they're investing in. At most, the council could have paid for hosting. You're not the first person who's been doing stuff like that in the country. If you bothered, I think the point is that if you bothered to research or even ask around a little bit, do some investigation, a little bit of due diligence, you would have realized that you don't actually, first, you don't need all of this. But assuming that you can't afford it, all right, it would at least have informed your decision about your profit sharing.
You're very right.
But you didn't bother to do any of that. You just spoke to the chairman of Brikama Area Council and decided to go ahead.
Yes.
After you wrote to the Ministry of Lands, the managing director said that there were meetings with the Ministry of Lands and Ministry of Finance about this. Is that right?
No, we never held any meeting with them, with our line ministry or Ministry of Finance, no.
So you were
I could
just
not- I
carrying
could not
on by
remember.
yourself?
I could not remember any.
Very well. Commissioners, I don't know whether you have any questions about this.
Mr. Ture, is it correct to
Madam
state
Chair.
that these POSs are over-the-counter products that you can buy over the counter?
Yeah, it's possible because later we try to make a survey. Yes,
Mr. Ture, answer the question first. Are they over-the-counter products?
they are over-the-counter products because let me explain.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, the software that they are using, is it something that you could have outsourced, you could have sourced as a one-off transaction?
Yeah, we would have done that, but we have not done it.
So now, let's get back to the letter that you wrote on the 16th of October 2020. You have indicated that on Monday 12th, there was zero collection of tax, right?
Yes, they wrote to us, because they are also monitoring the system, they wrote to us that there was a zero collection of tax. So the letter that I wrote back to them, caption zero collection, was a reply to their letter.
Was a reply to that?
Yes.
But from your letter, it was not indicative of that fact. But in any case, let me just ask the question.
Okay.
So you said the officers, you made mention of officers.
Yes.
That they have deployed. Can you explain to us to understand?
Those are the verification team.
That?
The verification team.
The verification team.
Yes.
But the way you stated the issue of the officers is as if these people are interfering or meddling with your work. Is that not?
They wanted to bring their officers from Bursubi to Basse for them to be there. No, we told them that, well, I think our IT officer is capable enough to man these positions and take care of these machines. So there is no need for it.
Mr. Ture, I disagree. I don't think it is the IT officer that you were referring to in that letter. These are officers. Can you explain to us for us to understand? Because you have tendered the document so that we can have a proper understanding of what the content of that letter is.
Can you please remind me about the content, please?
Can we, Registrar, can we have the exhibits for yesterday?
Mr. Sise,
Mr.
Ture,
yes, sir.
whilst we are waiting for that, have you, during your tenure, sent anything to a lawyer to advise?
Regarding the 5C agreement?
Whatever.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
did you really carry out a comparative analysis? Because looking at the investments of the machine and the whole project, as per the lead counsel and yourself,
Yes.
it's not more than $2 million. Now, does that worth taking a huge chunk of your money for 10 years to be paying back into an investment of $2 million? Does it worth it?
Yeah, it doesn't worth it. But it was after when we signed this, I realized, I made that analysis, and I realized that this, the whole MOU and the framework need to be reviewed.
Okay.
Because what they said, the $2.5 million, the project doesn't, the program doesn't work for that.
Okay. Let us come back. Did you compare how much you were collecting before the machines and how much you were collecting after the machines? Did you compare that figure? Do you have it?
I don't have the figure, but we've realized that there was an improvement.
The collection was more?
Was more, yes.
Before the machines?
Before the machines, yes.
Okay, thank you.
The letter you wrote to
Zero
5C
collection, yes.
is the one dated the 30th of January 2021.
Okay.
And it's been exhibited with exhibit number LGC/OT/CEO/BSAC/014. Now, the letter for the 16th of October 2020, you have stated, this you wrote to the CEO of 5C
Yes.
Energy. And take a look at the letter. It's not indicating that by the way, where is the letter that you are responding to? This letter, this 16th of October 2022.
That is an email. That was an email that was sent to us.
And there are several letters.
There are
Can you,
emails,
yes.
Emails, yes. I
Several
all of them.
letters, yes.
I will check the email.
Okay, please note and give us all the letters. Now, let me read for you paragraph 3 of the letter you wrote to the CEO. You said,
Yes.
the issue of having your officers on the ground, we don't have any problem with that, but I believe that we can manage our own affairs, and therefore we don't need any other personnel outside to manage our affairs. Please.
Yes.
This is what I was trying to refer to. Can you shed light on this?
Yes, they wanted to bring their officers to manage the system instead of our IT officer managing the system.
Okay.
So this is why we said we believe that we will be able to manage our own system.
Now, yes, okay, that is noted. But you've also stated that in the same letter, you have stated that the revenue collected on or before June 2020 shall not be part of the revenue sharing for 2020. What do you mean when you say that?
Yes, because from January to January to May, we are not been using their machines. We are using the GTRs.
No, that is not the reason.
We started using the machines in June 2020. So,
No,
but because we are using the GTRs, that was my main reason. But we are not able to come to an agreement on that because.
No, but that is not what you conveyed in this letter. The reason why, you understand, you will not include on or before June, that is, after June, you will not include any revenue on the sharing basis. It's not what you conveyed in this letter. There is a different reason which you conveyed in this letter. Am I correct?
Yes, we are correct. But then what I wanted to say there is any revenue.
Let's talk about the reason first before you start explaining. What was that reason?
The reason because those revenues that were collected before we have the machines, we don't use the machine, we use the GTRs.
No.
So I believe that the ones that we use the GTR should not be part of the sharing.
No, but you have also stated here in the same letter
Yes.
that the reason why you are not going to, it is what you said, it is worth noting that any revenue collected on or before June 2020 shall not be part of the revenue sharing. It's because revenues have already been collected. Is that not what you said?
Yes, we have been collecting revenue from January
No,
to.
you said it has already been collected.
Exactly.
So which means they cannot go back, the collectors cannot go back to the field to collect revenue again. Is that not what?
Okay, maybe that is not.
No,
my
but that is what you said in your letter.
Yes, ma. That is not my understanding of the.
No,
of
but
the
you
process.
wrote this letter.
Yes, what I mean by that is, because that time they have done, almost.
Okay, let me read for you so that you can recollect.
Okay.
You said, I'm reading verbatim. I'm
Yes.
not amending or
Okay.
correcting.
Okay.
I want to inform you that collections are now based on appointment to avoid two officers being frustrated.
Yes.
This simply because most of these revenues were already collected before June 2020. Hence, Basse is quite difference any other place that you may think of.
Yes.
Please help us understand
Very
what
good.
you mean.
What I mean by that,
Yes,
June onwards,
yes.
even now, the collections they are not as it used to be usual from January to May. Now you have to make appointments because already the huge bulk of the revenue has already been collected. So now the people that have not paid, you have to call them and remind them, and they will tell you come today or tomorrow or the next day. This is what I mean by it is based on appointment. It is not like it used to be like from January to May. This is my understanding of what I was trying to explain to them.
You also indicated in the same letter. We will take what you said.
Yeah.
But I am not convinced that this is what you meant when you said what you said. But in any case, we will take your evidence. You've also said that the machines were encountering a lot of problems, such as batteries, network issue, insufficient machines for collectors, and other technical problems. What other technical problems were existing?
That was before we started using the machines for even where there is no internet, the offline mode, because they promised that there is going to be an offline mode. But at the time when we have these new machines, when we started the program, there was no offline mode. We have to use internet throughout. So it was after this later, then they come and they did some.
Mr. Suso,
Mr. Ture, yes.
Mr. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Mr. Ture, the CEO of 5C gave
Yes.
evidence.
Yes.
There is nothing like offline or online. And
Yes.
this machine, the IT guy demonstrated how this machine works
Yes.
here in this commission.
Yes.
So there is nothing like offline or online.
Okay.
Because even if you are not online, when you key in the information, it will sync automatically when you get to
the
where you
office,
can access
yes.
internet.
Yes.
So whether it is offline or online, the collectors can use the machine, right?
Yes,
is, that
but
not the situation?
that is you are right. But
Yes.
before that, we were using official SIM cards on these machines. So it was later that they came and upgraded these machines.
But that does not, it doesn't matter whether you use the African SIM card or you use Wi-Fi.
Yes.
What matters is that if you offload the information in the machine,
Yes.
you understand, it will sync automatically. Wherever you get the internet, the information will be there.
Yes.
That is not, it is not an issue of SIM card or not. So
Yes.
what
Another-
I want to know is what
another
are the other
technical-
technical problems that you have?
Okay, good. The machines were having issues of printing. Some machines, if you want to print your ticket, you have problems to print. Some machines, if you want to check them, it's always a problem. This
So
are
is
the
it because the
information-
machines were old?
the first machine that they supply us?
The 20 machines that they initially
They-
supplied?
Yeah, they
So
were
what
not-
did you do? Did you write to the company informing them of this problem?
That is a letter I wrote to inform them, this letter of November 2020.
Where is the November 2020 letter?
That is a review of the partnership contract, agreement, and other related documents, dated the 30th November 2020. It was part of the evidence.
Did you submit?
It was submitted, yes.
So what did they do to remedy the situation? Did they reply to you on that letter?
They came and changed those machines, they replaced them.
But did they reply to the letter that you wrote?
I should think so, when I check in the
So
emails.
please check and
I
provide
have,
us.
yes, I have a lot
Whether
of emails.
it's hard copy or email, please provide for us the letter.
Yes, I forwarded all the emails, all the correspondence that I have with 5C to the investigators. Yes.
Now tell us the issue of the bonus payment. How much were you paying the collectors? Because they are being trained to use the POS.
Yes.
How much first? Then
No,
you answer the-
we never pay them because it should be based on their key performance. We should use the indicators based on their performance, called the KPIs. But this has never happened.
But you said in your last paragraph
Yes.
of the first page of that
Yes.
letter, you said the bonus payment to the revenue collectors also remains a nightmare, and we want something very clear on that matter.
They never paid because their officers would come and look at the performance of the collectors using the indicators, but they never came to do that. So the collectors keep on asking for that.
Is
So
that
this-
provided for in the agreement? This bonus issue, was it provided for in the agreement?
It was. I don't think, but it was part of our discussion.
Council, you may proceed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, the issue of the bonus payments, did it come up before you signed the agreement?
After the agreement,
So it wasn't part of your agreement?
I could not remember that KPI.
No, if it
there.
came up after, it couldn't be part of the agreement because you're bound by whatever is in your agreement.
Yes.
So another issue that arises because you never bothered to go to a lawyer.
Yes.
Now, in your finance subcommittee meeting minutes file, there are some meeting minutes that show that you have several collection teams that include your councillors. Some have two councillors on the team with 1 or 2 revenue collectors. You're part of the finance subcommittee, right?
Yes.
So you would be aware of these meetings.
Yes.
And you'd be aware that there were resolutions passed to that effect.
Yes.
And the collectors, or the teams rather, are supposed to get 1% commission.
Yes.
Oh, what was the basis of this?
The commission was never paid.
It was
what?
what?
It was never paid. The basis of the councillors following them was that because it was a task force team that we prepared. So we said each of the collectors, team of collectors, should be accompanied by at least 2 councillors, because so that they will know exactly what prevails in the field, and possibly they may have influence on the collection as well. But they were never handling the machines. They were following the collectors.
They were not what?
They never handled the machines. They were following the collectors.
So I didn't ask about the machines.
Okay,
You didn't have enough machines for them to be handling
Yes,
machines
thank you.
anyway.
Okay, I'm sorry. about that.
So was this exercise successful?
Yes, it was successful. Yes.
Did you have any way of verifying whether more revenue was collected during that period or not?
Yes, we realized that when they went, we realized that there were so many businesses that were not assessed, and because of that, we are losing revenue. So
You said the exercise was successful and
Yes.
they collected more than before the exercise launched. So I'm
Yep.
saying, do you have a way to verify that the exercise was successful? Did they a way to verify that when you launched this exercise, they collected more revenue than before it?
I will find out whether there
No,
was a report.
you said it was successful. You have to have had a basis to say that.
Yeah, it was successful because they came out with different figures that were presented to us.
So that's what I'm asking you. So how did you compare these figures?
That is what they put in their report.
There's no report.
No, I mean
It's
the tax-
just the minutes showing how the team members were allocated and that you're going to pay them 1% commission, etc.
the difference was captured by the task force report.
No, I'm not talking about the task force report. I'm
Yes.
talking about your finance subcommittee.
Yes.
Your finance subcommittee built up a team or built up several teams of revenue collectors and council members
Yes.
to go and collect revenue.
Yes.
And it agreed that they would be paid 1% commission for revenue collected.
Yes.
So I was asking you, what was the basis of this? Now,
Yes.
you said you're aware of that. So that's what
Yes.
I'm asking you. When you had the teams that had councillors and revenue collectors, was it more successful in terms of collecting revenue than before you had the teams?
Yeah, when we had the team, it was more successful than before.
Okay, so
Yes.
now I'll ask again, how do you know? Do you have a way of verifying that? Did you have figures to compare with? And where did you get these
I think
figures?
these figures, the report should be available with the finance subcommittee, maybe in their file.
Okay, we'll give you the file so you can show us these reports.
I will check in there, yes.
And did the General Council ever pass a resolution to approve that 1% commission to be paid to the team?
Because the issue of collectors going with the councillors.
Did they pass a resolution to approve it?
I should think so.
Okay, so I'll give you both files.
Okay.
Luckily, it's your file, so you should be able to find this information.
Okay.
Okay. And then I believe one of the commissioners was asking you about the commission to the revenue collectors that you said was never paid. And I think you were saying the 5C never paid it to the collectors?
Yeah, they were supposed to pay those collectors for their performance.
No, but
as agreed.
weren't they only supposed to pay after you paid them?
No, that payment is not coming from us. It's coming from 5C as a way of motivating the collectors.
Right. And 5C was supposed to be paid out of what?
They are going to look at the system based on their performance, and they pay them based on that.
Again, this is something that's not in the agreement.
No, it's not.
Do you have this in writing anywhere?
No, I could not remember. I don't think.
Don't even have an email where you have said how it's going to
I will check
be
the
shared,
emails.
when the payments will be made, whether it is after they've been paid their share or not,
I will check the emails.
and how to assess the revenue collectors.
I will check the emails.
Okay.
Yes.
My colleague has some questions for you on this issue.
Yes, so it's in line with the 5C contract.
Yes.
The baseline, how did you arrive at the baseline in relation to your agreement with 5C?
Yes. We look at the revenue lines. At first, we included everything there, but later we realized that there are certain revenues that that is the subvention, the government rates.
Subvention?
Subvention, yes.
Yes, one.
The subvention, the government rates.
Government rates.
Yes.
Okay.
And the car park fees.
And car park fees.
Yes.
These are supposed to be excluded?
These were supposed to be excluded, but
Why?
in the 21 million, they were not excluded there.
Why are they supposed to be excluded?
Yeah, though they are revenues for the council, but we believe that these are not collected by the machine.
They are not?
They are not collected using the machine.
How are they collected?
Government subvention, the government pays to our account.
How
And
about
the government rates, they pay to our account. The car park from GRA, it goes to the line ministry, then they pay to our account.
So
directly.
these are the only three,
Yes.
three revenue lines that you don't collect using the machines.
Yes.
And so how much was the subvention for 2019?
The subvention was supposed to be 2 million plus, but in 2019 they paid only 500,000.
They paid up to?
They paid only 500,000.
How about the government rates?
Government rates, it used to go up to 1.4 million.
1.4 million. In
Yes.
2019, can you confirm?
2019. I don't. 2019 is about. I don't know whether 3 million. I'm not very much sure.
You don't have the record with you?
I don't have the records, unless if you can help me with the record.
$1 million.
Huh?
$1 million.
$1 million.
And the car park fees?
Car park was supposed to be like $3 million.
3 million.
Yes.
Now,
And the expected subvention was supposed to be 2.4 million for that particular year, but they paid only 500,000.
the expected?
2.4 million, but they paid only only 500,000.
You received $500 in 2019.
Yes, we received 500,000 in 2019.
So the first letter you sent
Yes.
to 5C,
Yes.
you had told them that the revenue that was expected or generated in 2019 is $21 million,
Yes, including all those ones.
including all those ones.
Yes.
So what prompted you to send another letter to kind of lower down the revenue line, the amount?
Yeah, because it was later they also requested for our bank statements and other finance.
Did you submit that?
We submitted all of them to them.
So why did you reduce it? Who asked that you reduce the amount?
No, it was after we discussed with them, we realized that from what they have seen, there is a letter to that effect. They wrote an email that they have also discovered that there are some revenue lines that are not being collected by the machine. I have it. I have the email. Maybe if I have email address of the registrar. I will forward
Yes.
all the emails to him. So we also went back to our framework agreement and look at the revenue heads that we have listed there.
Yes.
And we agreed that when you remove that the subvention, the government rates, and the car park fees, it will not be up to 21 million.
And still, it will not also be $14 million.
Yeah, because we are expecting the 2.4 million from...
I am saying it will
Yes.
still also not be $14 million. It will be way above $3 million.
Yeah, it should be with the 500,000, because now we have the subvention less by 1.5. Yes.
Do you have the...
Sorry, Council. No, that cannot be correct.
Okay.
Mr. Ture.
Yes.
If you look at the audit report for 2019,
Yes.
the government stroke grant is 500,000.
Yes, I agree with that.
It's not 2.4 or 2 million. As of 2019, the grant was 500,000. And that
Yes.
is what you provided for in this revenue and expenditure statement for the year ending 31st December 2019. So what you are saying is wrong.
No, ma, because this subvention,
Yes.
sometimes they will pay it in full, sometimes they will pay in bits.
No, what I'm saying is that...
For
as of-
2019, at that time, it was 500,000.
Yes.
But I could remember they continue paying the balance.
What was the subvention for 2020? Was it not also 500? It was 500, Mr. Turu.
But they continue paying it.
Just answer the question. Was it not 500 that was supposed to have been paid to the council?
Yeah, but it was supposed to be 2 million plus. But
How?
they only pay that.
How?
That's what we are.
Please provide documentation to that effect. To tell us that it was supposed to be 2 million something and not 500.
No, that was
Because what we have from the documents is that
Yes.
2019, government was supposed to pay you 500,000. 2020, government was supposed to pay you 500 as subvention to the council. When did they start giving you? Because I believe that they must have written to say they have increased the subvention that they give to councils.
I don't think I can have any document to that. I will check with the minister.
Thank you.
Okay.
Council, you may proceed.
So you had sent to 5C the breakdown of the revenue for 2019.
Yes.
Would that not be correct?
That will
You
be
have
correct.
breakdown of actual revenue collected in 2019.
Yes.
So what mattered at the time was not the estimated revenue, but the actual revenue that you collect in 2019.
Yes.
So that would form the basis of what the baseline would be.
Because
Not
we
the
use it-
estimate, but
we
the
use it
actual
to-
revenue
yes,
collected.
Yes, yes.
So your agreement with 5C would be, if you have collect in 2019 10 million, so when the contract starts, any dollar that is added to the 20 million would be what you will share.
It was here, yes.
Is that not correct?
That is
And
very
please, you raise your voice, speak louder.
That is correct, yes.
So that the actual breakdown of the actual revenue collected is what matters between yourself as the area council and 5C.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
That is the case, sir.
In 2019, how much was the subvention?
500,000.
And that is what mattered.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yeah, because we are using the 2019 as the baseline, yes.
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 So the actuals here matter.
Yes.
So now you had sent them 21 million as being the baseline,
Yes.
and you revised the 21 million.
Yes.
And you have sent a letter to the managing director of 5C Energy, Bruce to be turntable. Is that not correct?
Very right.
That was on the
Correct.
8th of June, 2020.
Correct.
That was after you sent the first letter, 6th of May, 2020. That's probably a month.
Yes.
So let's start with the issue. Why did you revise the baseline?
Yeah, I can say that's what I have told you. The decision to revise it was based on our discussion with them, and
Did 5C request that you revise the baseline?
I think there's an email to that effect.
Did 5C request that you revise the baseline?
No, in the email they advised us to look at they have realized that in that email, they have realized that there are some revenue lines
Yes.
that we have included in our baseline, and those ones are not collected by the massive.
And these are the ones who said the subvention?
Yes, these are the ones we say.
$500,000.
Yeah, and that is, they are not part of the framework agreement.
Government rate
Yes,
and car park fees.
yes.
Do you have the framework agreement with you?
Framework is here.
Turn to page, is it 5? 5.
Yes, 5, yes, I'm
The
there.
tax structure of basic descriptions.
Yes,
And this description is what will tell you as to where they are going to collect revenue from.
exactly.
Is that correct?
Yes,
The first will be financial institutions.
yes,
You have construction,
yes,
transportation,
yes,
communications,
yes,
media services,
yes,
printing and stationery, manufacturing industry,
Yes.
professional service, security firms, real estate, entertainment, restaurant and bars, supermarket, mini market, tradesman, carpentry, blacksmith, goldsmith, technicians, livestock, seafood industries, general trades, clinics and pharmaceuticals, and hotels.
Yes.
The next page you have vehicle sales and services, other businesses, transfer of land certificate, and rates.
yes.
So did you distinguish between government tax rates and non-government rates? Did you distinguish that?
No, we didn't distinguish them, but here we are referring to only the rate and tax from the households.
Yes. So if you look at the breakdown of the actual revenue collected, can you
Yes.
go to that page, please?
Actual revenue collected. Which page is that?
Are you there?
Can you refer me to the page number?
These pages, they don't have numbers. It is on the, let me hand you over there.
Okay. Okay. Yes, I'm there.
Are you there?
Yes,
So those are part of the documents that you have sent to 5C.
yes.
So look at the rent and fees. Are you there with me?
Direct me to the number. The revenues, rent and fees, yes.
Yes, so go to rates and taxes column.
Rent and fees,
Rates and taxes for 2019.
on the same page, huh?
Yes.
I saw public lands here.
You saw what?
I've not seen rates and taxes.
Let me help you.
Okay. Just take it, let me see.
Breakdown actuals, license, rates, rent and fees, other income.
I think
So it is divided into subheadings. You have license, you have rates, you have other incomes.
yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, I think I have the copy, yes. Okay,
Are you there with me?
yes.
What do you have under rates? The first,
Residential rates,
how much do you have?
1.7 million,
Commercial?
135,
Please speak louder.
135,000.
Government
Government is nil,
is nil.
yes.
So for government, we have it with respect to the national, the audit for 2019.
Yes,
National Audit Office, dated the 6th of May 2021 as $1 million.
Okay.
Do you see that? So that would be, in addition to the subvention, it will be 1.5 million.
Okay.
Now, what do you have for fire and insurance?
252,000.
252.
52.
So it's supposed to be 261,000 as per the audit.
Okay.
Do you understand?
What was the date for the audit and the date for this one? Because
the audit of Basse Area Council for the year ended 31st December 2019.
A date?
Dated 6th May 2021.
Okay.
Do you follow?
Yes.
Now it is less than what is stated in the audit report.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Please speak louder.
I agree, yes.
We cannot be telling you to speak louder all the time.
Okay.
Use the microphone and speak louder.
I'm sorry for that. Yes.
Yes. And so, areas of rates and taxes?
Areas for rate and taxes? Yes. It's nil.
It's nil.
Yeah, with me here. Yes.
Why do you have it nil?
We are not able to consolidate the figures.
Please speak louder, please.
I say we are not able to get the correct figures at the time.
No, that's not correct.
Okay.
You cannot say you are not able to get the correct figures at the time. You would know what the areas for rates and taxes are in a given year. Is that not the case?
Yes.
So why do you leave it nil?
Because for this one also,
yes,
the areas before the agreement, the areas before the machines we used, that was not included.
That's not correct. They are supposed to collect that.
Okay.
Once the agreement comes in place, they are supposed to correct the areas as well.
Okay. I
It
agree.
is not okay. You have to agree or disagree.
I agree.
So why would you leave it nil?
That was part of the corrections that we want to make with them, that the areas before June 2020 should not be part of the agreement.
You said it was what?
I said the areas on rate and tax before June 2020 should not be part of the revenue sharing.
No. Where? Where do you have that in the agreement?
That was why I wrote this letter, so that we review it again.
That was why you wrote what?
This letter, so that we review it. We review the whole system.
No, but the agreement did not cover that.
Yes, you are right.
So that is not in the agreement.
You are right.
Yes, so
That's
you
correct.
excluded that. So now turn to rent and fees.
Yes, rent and fees, yes.
Public lands.
0.
Why?
We didn't have figures for that.
Why wouldn't you have figures for that? In the audit report, there is the figure, $22,556. Why will you leave it nil? So the car park dues, you said the car park dues, they are not part of it?
They are not part of it. Yes.
And why? What is your reason?
We said it's not being collected by the machine.
By the machine?
Yes.
What do you use to collect it?
That one, the money is back to the line ministry and they forward it to
To the land ministries?
Yes.
And they pay it into the bank account?
Yes.
How about land transfers?
Land transfers, they are supposed to be part of it.
What do you have?
Land transfers, we have 495,000.
495.
Yes.
Land occupancy?
459,000.
459,000.
59,000. Yes.
It should be 464,000.
Okay.
How about monthly canteen rents?
Monthly canteen rents, we have 1.2 million.
1.1 million. It should be 1.3.
Okay.
How about market daily fees?
Market daily, 1.294.
1 point?
1.294335.
It should be 1.6. How about weekly lumos?
472.
470.
472,400.
Now go to other income.
Yes, other income.
The hire of the hall.
Yeah, there is nothing there.
Why?
We don't have any figures for the hire.
Sale of assets.
Sale of assets? Sale of assets? No, I couldn't.
Why? Why is it empty?
We don't have anything there.
No, you have.
Okay.
The audit has highlighted that there is $75,000.
Okay.
District tribunal fees.
It's nil here.
Why?
There is no figure for it.
What?
You cannot provide the finance.
Please speak louder.
Finance cannot provide any figures for it.
No, there is.
Okay.
There are records for that.
Okay.
32,000 850.
Okay.
How about district tribunal fines?
Also, it's nil here.
Why is it nil? So basically, what you have highlighted as being government subvention and government rates,
Yes.
if you add it up,
Yes.
it should probably be a little bit less than $21 million, but it cannot be $14 million.
You are right.
So why did you have the baseline as $14 million when that is not a correct representation of what the baseline is?
Yeah, because we are assuming that our expectations for the subventions will be.
It was not based on expectation. We had already passed that stage.
Yes.
It was based on the actual revenue for 2019.
Yes.
As at the time you were having the, you entered into this agreement, you have had the actual revenue for 2019.
Yes.
So therefore, it's not like expectation.
Okay.
You cannot base your revenue baseline based on expectation, and that was not the case. So when you sent $21 million, you were told to revise this by 5C. Is that correct?
Yes, they make a comment. They wrote to us to say that they have realized that part of our revenue lines, that is what I have mentioned, they are not collected by the machine, so we have to remove those ones.
But
so
you went further to, in fact, omit so many revenue lines, and also reduce the amount of the revenues, the actuals for 2019. Why was that the case? Who advised you to do that?
This I want to believe, I'm not very much sure, whether this one was done before the audit. This, what we have sent to 5C.
Was done?
Before the audit.
It doesn't matter. The
No, because,
idea is...
Because the figures can change.
Why would that matter? The idea is the amount of money you have made in 2019, you should know already.
Yes.
This agreement was in 2020.
You are right.
So therefore, it doesn't matter whether the audit was done late 2019 or after that. The idea is the financial statement for 2019 was the premise of you drawing out what the baseline was in 2019.
Yes.
So 14 million was not a correct figure that you have sent to 5C. So if anything, what you are supposed to subtract was $1 million is for government rates, $500,000 is for subvention, and probably $2 million also for the car park fees.
Yes.
So why would you come all the way down to $14 million? Who gave you those figures?
Now these figures, I received them from the finance department.
Finance department, who?
Yes. It was Babukar at that time.
Babukar?
Kante at that time.
Did you confirm these figures?
What he brought to me, that's what I also take. And
Did you confirm?
No, I don't confirm that.
So you just signed and wrote a letter, signed the letter and sent it to 5C, revising the baseline all the way to $14 million.
Yeah, because when we sent them the 21 million and when they wrote back, looking at those conditions, now I assigned him to look at the revenue lines that we expect to collect with the machines so that we can have a final amount.
But if you look at the financial statement, you would know that most of the figures have been altered. You will know that in fact somewhere have been omitted. They were indicated there as nil when in reality it was not supposed to be nil.
You are right, Council, sir.
So why did that happen?
Yeah, I should have cross-checked.
The lesser the amount of the baseline, the more profit 5C will make.
5C, yes, I realized that one.
When did you realize that?
Even at the time of the baseline. The
And
baseline was a serious push and pull between us, between the council and the 5C.
The council, as in who? Who was involved in the discussion of the baseline?
Myself and the finance director and the management.
Who were involved? You see, people testified before you.
Yes.
So the more honest you are, the better for you.
And I'm very honest.
So give me the names of the people that were involved in the discussion of the baseline.
This is what I mean. I am part of it. The finance director is part of it. That's why I said the management and the chairman
and the chairman is part of it.
Is a part of the management.
Because whenever it comes to naming the chairman, you hesitate.
No, I didn't hesitate.
You do.
No, because I don't want to say anything against anybody that doesn't hold.
If he is present in the meeting, he is present in the meeting.
But when I mention management, it means he is part of the management. Sir.
No, I had asked for names. You had conveniently mentioned your name because you cannot escape or not mention your name. Your name, we know you were present. You wrote the letter.
Yes.
So it was convenient for you to admit.
Yes.
And the finance director would have given you the figures.
Yes.
But to mention the chairperson or chairman, you refuse to do that.
No, but I said the management. When I say management, it cannot be only me and the finance director.
Is it not possible that you may have a management meeting and the chairman is not present?
It's possible.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
yes.
I want to know the people that were present.
Okay. The chairman was present.
Yes. So you had made the decision, yourself, the chairman, the finance director, whoever was present.
Yeah, based on the figures we received from the finance department.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
That would not be correct. You people decided to reduce and alter the figures. As I have shown you right now.
Okay.
You have decided to minimize the figures, to reduce them to 14 million as opposed to $21 million. Because if it was $21 million, in 2020, the year would have been for a loss for 5C.
Very right.
Yes, so what is the interest in it?
There was no interest in it.
How would we know? When you can sit conveniently in your office as CEO,
yes,
will not confirm any financial statement and just sign a letter and send a letter to, can you please read the letter as well? It's Mark 13, I believe. The revised letter you have sent to 5C. Number 13.
Number 13 here, I have an email.
Oh, 16, I apologize.
Okay, revised 2019 baseline.
Please speak louder.
Revised 2019 baseline.
Yes, draw the microphone towards you, so, and read, please, louder.
The Managing Director of 5C Energy, Bursubi Turntable, Bursubi. Following further consultation regarding the 2019 total tax revenue that is agreed as per our baseline, we concluded that not all monies in the bank account submitted to your office in May 2020 as our total revenue were revenue derived from tax. A significant amount of the money was not tax revenue. Instead, annual subvention fund and grants, among other payments. We have therefore audited all the accounts and extracted the total in inverted commas, only tax revenue, which total to 14,713,593.42. Based on these figures, we write to inform you that this amount, as quoted before, 14.7 million, will now serve as our final baseline. And any income above this will be subjected to CRN in accordance with our contract agreement. Please find attached the financial breakdown.
Did you audit all the accounts?
Yeah, because
Did you audit all the accounts as you have stated in the letter?
At our level, yes.
Did you, CEO, was there an audit exercise conducted to respect to the accounts?
There was no audit exercise conducted. We look at the bank statements.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you look at the bank statements?
We look at the bank statements as to.
I'm asking you, in your capacity as a CEO, did you look at the bank statements?
I gave the assignment to the finance director.
Did you look at the bank statements, CEO?
I did not look at the bank statements.
Did you audit any of the accounts CEO?
No, I did not.
So why
I did
did you write that letter?
I based it on the information I received from my director.
Were you provided with any audit report by the finance director or any form of calculation by the finance director at the time? You were not.
Yes.
So why did you write that letter? Knowing fully well that letter was not true.
It was based on the information I received from him.
Verbal information.
And what I mean, the written information showing the our revenue lines that we collected in 2019.
That actuals is very clear. It has omitted certain revenue lines, which you have admitted here.
Yes.
So that would not be a fair statement.
You are right.
But you knew at the time. You knew at the time.
No, honestly, I don't know.
You knew at the time, or you ought to have known, because if you did not know at the time, then if you had performed your functions, you would have known that was wrong. Those figures were wrong.
Yes.
Is that not correct?
You are right, yes.
And so you still went ahead, and then for that misrepresentation, you, the chairman and the finance director, you had caused caused a lot of financial loss to Basse Area Council, and in effect the country. Is that not the case?
I agree with you, yes.
I hand you over to council.
Just before you do that,
Yes.
Mr. Ture,
Yes.
who introduced 5C to Basse Area Council?
Yes, I have said it before. We got the information from Brikama Area Council through their chairman, their chairperson, Mr. Silfo Songo, at that time.
And he introduced 5C to you?
To Basse Area Council, to our chairman.
And he did not give you any profile of them and what they are capable of doing, and so at least you could monitor what they had done in Basse to what they are doing for you. And is the contract the same that they did in Basse?
It's the
same contract?
The same contract in Brikama, the same words, the same verbatim words.
So it's like a copy and paste?
Yes, for
just
the contract.
Change the name of the area council?
Exactly, yes.
And with all of these flaws, were you able to get back to Brikama Area Council to say, look, this contract has so much flaws?
No, we didn't get back to them.
So you just accepted what you have signed?
Yeah, but after some time, like I said, I realized that there is a need for review.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Why did you not subject this to open tender?
This is part of it, yes.
CEO Ture?
Yes.
Why did you not subject this particular contract to tender?
It was not subjected to open tender because
why? Why? I already know you did not subject this to open tender.
We don't follow the due process.
You don't follow due process?
Yes.
In Basse Area Council. Why is that? Was that your decision?
Was that
your decision not to follow due process?
No, for this particular contract.
Yes.
We don't follow the due process.
For many contracts.
Okay.
The system audit had highlighted, in fact, for most of the contracts, you have not followed due process. But let's talk about this for now. Why did you not do that?
We don't follow it.
I know you did not follow it.
It was not correct.
I know it's not correct. But I want to know why you have done that.
You would have seek for advice, but we never seek for advice.
Why have you not followed due process? You are the CEO. Is that not the case?
Yes.
You know that you were supposed to follow a certain procedure. They are laid down GPPA rules and regulations as to what you should do before you commit public funds.
You are right.
Is that not the case?
That is the case, yes.
So if you award contracts to any company,
you should follow the due process.
Yes.
All the procurement laid
fair
down.
competition.
Yes.
Public monies are supposed to be committed to certain contracts or so. So there has to be value for money.
Yes.
So for every dollar say you pay any company, it has to be subjected to the rules and regulations. So why, and you knew about this?
Yeah, we knew about it. That if we are
you the CEO, you knew about this.
I knew about it. That any contract that is going to be awarded should go through the GPPA.
Why did you not do it then when you knew about it?
Well, it was a lapse on my side.
It was not a lapse. It cannot be a lapse. For all the contracts you have done, or most of it you have done, you never followed due process. Why was that the case? Let's just talk about this one for now. The rest we will deal with it later. But why did you not follow due process?
We don't follow the due process.
Because?
But for this other one,
yes.
At that time, we don't know about any other company.
No. Did you ask? If you had followed due process, that was the main reason as to why you would have known about other companies.
I know if we have tendered, we'll know whether there are other companies or no companies.
Why did you not tender? Why did you not follow the process?
It was totally wrong.
No.
We don't follow it.
You still are not getting...
Yes, Honorable Commission.
Yes.
Council.
Yes.
I don't follow the due process. For
Go
this
ahead.
yes, because we are talking about this.
Yes.
Yes, it is wrong that I did not follow due process.
I am telling you, I know that. We all know that.
But I don't have answer to why I did not follow the due process.
No, see.
Yes.
Who was the decision? Do you not have a contracts committee?
Yeah, we have a contract committee. Yes.
And it's very ineffective.
Yes.
And you didn't even sit on this issue as a contracts committee. You did not.
I could not remember sitting.
You did
on
not.
This. Yes.
You did not. But don't hesitate to prove me wrong as well.
No, I will not hesitate. I will check in the.
Yes, but you did not. I'm telling you.
Okay.
So now I am telling you, the contracts committee in Basse Area Council is very dormant.
Yes, you are right.
Yes, it's very ineffective. And each time you are awarding contracts, you are spending council funds. It is between you yourself, the finance director, and the chairman, mainly.
Yeah, but the procurement is also invited.
The procurement is only a formality. In most occasions, you have disregarded procurement. We have had evidence of that, and we will deal with that as well with you.
Okay.
But you have already told us yesterday as well. For most parts, you disregard procurement.
Yes.
So what are you telling me? It's yourself, the finance director, and the chairperson, the chairman, who make decisions.
No, for yesterday, we were talking about the internal auditor, but procurement, yes, is today.
Procurement is?
They were talking about the procurement today, yes.
We even spoke about procurement.
Okay.
For you guys in Basse Area Council, trust me, you don't even, it doesn't matter whether it is procurement or internal audit, none of these units matter. And they are supposed to serve as check and balance.
Yes.
And you have a master's degree, you know this, you have had a good CV, you have worked in so many places. So what you are doing cannot be a mistake. It's either you're forced to do it or you're part of the problem. It's either someone is influencing the decisions or you together with the same people are influencing decisions. So which one is it?
Well, I'm never forced to do anything.
So you are doing it intentionally?
Yeah, because...
were you doing it intentionally?
Maybe due to lack of knowledge on the procurement process at that time.
You do not need to have experience in procurement. All you need to do is adhere to the rules and regulations.
You are right.
The committees should be functional.
Yes.
This one you know.
Yes.
So who brought again the 5C company?
The
5C company.
I have said that before. It was introduced
Who introduced them to you?
The former chairman of Brikama Area Council through our chairperson.
That is the problem.
Yes.
That is the problem. So you cannot tell me that it is not an influence. Were you not influenced to agree to this 5C contract?
Yes.
By the chairman? I'm asking you a direct question. Were you not influenced to agree to this by the chairman? It's either you take the blame or someone else is responsible. You have the choice. Were you not influenced to give contract to 5C?
No, we are encouraged.
I am asking you a question. Just answer the question and we move on.
No, I was influenced when I saw their performance, when they did the presentation, but not like somebody, influenced me to go in for it.
You know nothing about this company. You know nothing about digital revenue collection.
Before, yes.
You cannot be impressed.
When a presentation was done in our presence at Brikama.
By one company, with no competition.
By one company, yes.
With no competition.
With no competition.
How do you know what other companies would have offered?
No, they would have offered.
You are an educated person.
Yes.
You don't speak like an illiterate.
Yes.
You don't come here and speak like an illiterate.
No.
You will insult yourself if you are speaking in this form. You had no information, adequate information, to decide which company would be better to do business with.
Yes,
because you were
we-
introduced, one company was introduced to you, and all you had, the information you had, was about what they presented to you naturally.
Yeah, the major problem was because we never tendered. If we tendered, they would have seen some competitors.
So who influenced the decision to hire 5C?
When it was presented to us, we
Who
liked it.
influenced the decision to hire 5C, to give contracts to 5C?
Well, it was not influence.
Who made the decision?
The management made the decision.
How many of you?
Myself, chairman, and the director
the
of finance.
Andy?
Director of finance.
So the three of you are responsible for the agreement with 5C?
Yes.
The baseline as well, the reduction, the
Yes.
three of you are responsible?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, when you were writing to 5C about the revised baseline and saying that the sources of income that were not derived from the machines should not be part of the profit sharing, what were you basing that on?
What?
You wrote to 5C
Yes.
and you were saying that the basis of the profit sharing should not include the revenue that is not derived from using their machines.
Yes.
Yeah, what were you basing that on?
Yeah, because when we are signing the framework agreement, those revenue lines were not there.
They were not there?
No, we don't put them there.
So you said government rates.
Yes.
Did you indicate in the agreement that government rates should not be included?
When we are signing this document, we provide them with the revenue heads.
And
that
the
we should
revenue
collect.
areas you provided, you just said rates, right?
Yes.
And rates includes government rates, commercial rates, and residential rates, right?
Yes.
So there was no distinction in the agreement about what type of rates they would collect or not.
You are right, but in this case, we were referring to.
Where did you refer it to?
No,
Or where did you refer to it?
no, it's not written here, but the
And-
rates that we are referring to is the rate
So-
and tax that we collect from the.
Let me give you an example. So if you go to court
Yes.
and you are saying, so say they sue you and
Yes.
they're asking for their share of the rates that
Yes.
you've collected.
Yes.
Now you go to court and you tell the court that the agreement, yes, we said rates, but we did not mean rates. We did not mean government rates. Where do you want the court to figure that out from? Where are they supposed to get that from? How is the court supposed to decide whether you meant government rates or not?
Yeah, because you are right, because putting rates there is very vague.
No, but I want to know, because you based it on something, because you were sure you were right. So I want to know, if you had to go to court and this became an issue, how would you want the court to ascertain that you did not mean government rates?
Because I will tell them that the rate that I'm talking about is only the compound rates and not the government rates. But I should have.
And why
I
would
should have
why
put
would
an
the, why
additional-
would the court take what you meant that was in your head versus what's in the agreement?
The court will not take that.
Okay, so
But
if the
when-
court will not take that, why do you think that the person that you had the agreement with should take it?
For them, in their correspondence that they wrote to us, like I said, I'll provide the email. It is written there that not all the taxes that we collect are part of the tax that
This is
collected by the
after
citizen.
you decided that you're reconciling, right?
Yeah.
And is this in the spirit of reconciliation that you were all having that conversation,
Yes.
right? But it's not in your agreement.
We should have specified the type of rates that we are talking about.
Okay, so if you
That
didn't,
would have been-
if you
that
didn't
would have been
specify
correct.
it,
Yes.
then it means all rates.
Yes.
Okay, so that's one. Now, on page 10 of the agreement, at clause 6.2 on the PPP formula, it says the two parties, 5C Energy and Basse Area Council, will be sharing the revenues generated from the implementation of the solution. Revenues are defined as the increase in the value of taxes collected and the non-tax income each year compared to the taxes and the non-tax income value collected at the start of the project. And then it says below is the distribution of revenue sharing between the two parties. Years 1 and 2, 50-50. Years 3 and 4, 45% to 5C. Years 5 and 6, 40% to 5C. Years 7 and 8, 35% to 5C. And years 9 to 10, 30% to 5C. So what do you understand by the increase in the value of taxes collected and the non-tax income? Would I be right if I said that it means that not only are you supposed to be sharing tax-generated income, also non-tax generated income?
Yes, you'll be right.
Okay, so if this is what you have agreed to, what do you base your revision on, saying that non-tax income should not be collected and only certain types of tax-derived income should be collected, etc.?
Yes, because when we wrote the 21 million, they wrote back to say that even though while this thing, the non-tax is already included here in the agreement, but they wrote back and said they have realized that not all the tax that we are collected are part of the, tax that should be collected. There are no non-tax.
So what are the two of you bound by? What is Bassa Area Council and 5C bound by?
By this framework agreement and the MOU.
Okay. And if it's not in the agreement, it is only at the will of each party to decide whether to agree or not to agree, right?
Yes.
So if they decided they didn't want to agree to it, what would you have done?
Yes.
Yes, what?
You are right.
No, I asked you a question. So how can my question be right? If they decided they didn't want to agree to it, what would you have done?
I will go back to the document to see whether it's there or not.
And if it's not there?
If it is not there, then
it's
we will
not there, but yes, what would you have done?
If it is there,
Mr. Ture, it's not there. So since it's not there, what would you have done?
We will not agree to that.
On what basis? Do you have a legal basis for not agreeing to it?
Because it's not part of the agreement.
Okay. So if it's not part of the agreement and they have a right to collect it from you because that's what you agreed to, what would be your legal basis for refusing based on the contract that you signed?
I will always refer to the contract document.
The contract says all rates. If they said pay me my share of all rates, and that's what you have agreed to, which is what you have agreed to.
Obviously, we'll pay because that is what is in the contract. Because we don't specify the type of rates.
Obviously, you pay.
Yes,
So you still haven't paid. Did you? You didn't pay in 2021.
No, we paid in 2023.
You paid in 2023.
Yes.
And you paid 800,000.
Yes.
Out of 3 million that is due for 2021 and 2022.
Yes.
So you haven't even finished paying for 2022 yet.
No, not yet.
Right. So you're still in arrears and you're still going on with the same agreement. Right?
Yes.
And your agreement has no dispute resolution clause.
It doesn't have?
You've already said that there's no termination clause. You have no dispute resolution clause.
No, we don't have.
Do you know what that means?
No, I don't know unless you explain.
So if you have a dispute,
We
there's no
have-
clause saying how you're going to resolve it.
Okay.
And then page 3 of the agreement, at the top, it says, now it is hereby agreed that based on the below technical and commercial descriptions of the solution, both parties are committed to sign a PPP, Public-Private Partnership Agreement, as per the Gambia PPP Act, to govern the provision of the project work to the municipality. The PPP agreement is to cover a period of 10 years and will be subjected to the laws of the Gambia. Now, do you know anything about the Gambia PPP Act?
No, I could not. I could remember reading it at that time, but I could not. I don't familiarize myself with it.
That's because there's no PPP Act. So I'm not sure what you thought you were agreeing to. And then below that, it says both parties are committed to sign a final copy of the contract once the legal teams of both parties finalize the contract. So did you Well, you've already said you didn't go to your legal team because you didn't.
No, we didn't go to any
So
legal
even though that was in the agreement,
team. Yes.
you didn't bother.
Yes, because we rely on their legal team.
No, it says both teams, legal teams of both parties. You didn't use their legal team, did you?
No, we don't.
They used their own legal team.
Yes.
Right. And you didn't use any legal team because you felt that you were capable by yourselves. Is that what you felt?
That's what I think at that time.
Okay. And when you realized that you weren't capable by yourselves, you still didn't go to a legal team?
Yeah, but I called them I wrote to them for us to review the whole agreement.
Do you know what needs to be reviewed? Do you know how to review? Do you know what the basis of the review will be?
Well, that time I'm going to involve
Just answer first and then we go back.
Yes.
Do you know what exactly needs to be reviewed?
Yes.
Okay, what needs to be reviewed?
The baseline need to be reviewed.
And what will be the basis of reviewing the baseline?
Yeah, because I still felt that in these documents they have mentioned we verbally agreed that the non-tax should not be part of it, but in the document they have mentioned the non-tax, we can be held responsible.
Do you know
Yes.
how you can review a contract? Do you know whether you can by yourself unilaterally amend a contract?
No, I cannot unilaterally.
Right. So both parties sat and agreed to the original contract.
Yes.
So when you need to amend it, both parties need to sit and agree to the amendment, right?
Yes.
So what if the other side says they don't want to?
This time if we're
No,
going to.
let's deal with that first. What if the other side says they don't want to? It does not benefit them. They don't want to.
To review it.
To review the baseline or to review the profit sharing.
Yeah. Because
What if the other side says they don't want to review the
it's not a
profit
matter
sharing?
of they don't want. It's just
Is
that
it not?
It's not a matter of they don't want.
Okay.
It's because of us we didn't make a follow-up because we are
No,
indebted.
you agreed.
Yes.
You signed a contract
Yes.
which is binding on both
Yes.
of you. You cannot breach it without consequences.
Yes.
So if you want to amend the contract, both of you have to agree again. So if
Yes.
one side decides that they don't want to agree because it's not in their favor, what can you do?
We'll have to terminate the contract.
Okay, and you know that you cannot terminate without consequences.
Then we have to seek for legal advice.
So you want to seek the legal advice
Yes.
after you have tried to do things that you don't even know what you can do.
Yes.
That's my point. I don't think you're getting it.
No, I'm getting you right.
You want to seek legal advice after you have taken steps
Yeah, when
that you don't even know whether you are competent to take.
Yes.
So it's almost like you didn't learn anything from the entire contract period.
No, I know. After signing the contract, then I realized that the contract has a lot of problems, a lot of issues.
Yes, you
So
have
that need
realized
to-
that the
that
contract
need to be
has lots
reviewed.
of problems and lots of issues, and you still did not go to get legal advice. You don't even know what would happen if you tried to amend and they don't want to. You don't know because you didn't ask. And you still have no intention of asking until after you have decided what you want to do. You have decided that you're going to review it and that's it. That's what you have decided, so that is the right course. You still haven't asked any lawyer.
Yeah, during what I mean by we review, we are all going to have a draft again, and that draft.
How can you have a draft again
Now we're
without
going to-
going to a lawyer?
No, what I mean, when we have that one, that is time we are going to send our own to our lawyer for advice.
Mr. Ture,
Yes,
how can you have a draft
yes.
before going to a lawyer to advise you about the one that you currently have that is in existence?
Yes, because when we finish paying them, that was the time we are going to
How
take everything to.
do you decide that it's only when you finish paying them that you're going to go to a lawyer?
Because
Do you know whether legally you have to finish paying them?
No, I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't
So
know.
how do you decide that when you finish paying them? What if you never finish? At the rate that Basa is going, you might never finish. So what if you never finish? How do you decide? How is it that you decide legal issues on stuff like this is what I'm trying to get to. How do you decide that it's when you finish that you're going to go to a lawyer?
Yeah, because in this case, we are indebted to them. So you are owing somebody and you want that person to come and you look at the documents.
Nobody is asking you to ask anybody to come. What we're saying is, seek legal advice before you know what your next steps are. I don't know how you can decide by yourself with no legal training, no contract training, and you decide by yourself that it is only when you're ready that you're going to take steps to go to a lawyer.
It was wrong.
When you're sick, you diagnose yourself first before you go to the doctor, because you know more than the doctor.
Yes.
Oh, is that what you do?
No, I go to the doctor.
Okay, because the doctor trained in medicine,
on that
and the
area.
doctor can look at you and check you and examine you and tell you what is wrong with you and how to fix it.
Exactly.
So now you decide that that's only the doctor. The lawyer didn't go to school too. So you're going to do it by yourself. You're going to diagnose the problem by yourself. And when you've decided what is wrong with it and how to fix it, then you go to the lawyer.
That is not what we are thinking about.
But that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. You're saying that this is what we're going to do. We're going to pay first. We're going to look at a draft first. We're going to do this first. And then when we have all of that, then we'll go to the lawyer.
Yeah, because for that one, we'll write to the lawyer to say, please review and make your comments on this draft.
And that will be when you finish paying the 3 million.
Yeah, when we finish.
So if that is in 2025, and the contract is still ongoing and you still owe them more because you haven't started paying the new debts.
Yes.
I really don't know.
No, let me just ask.
Sure.
Mr. Ture, do you honestly believe that the perception you have with respect to this particular agreement,
Yes.
that is the correct perception, despite the fact that you've been taken through some of the implications of what you ought to have done? You still stand by the perception you have that you need to provide a draft before you seek support to understand what you are supposed to do with respect to this agreement?
No, with what I have learned from her, with the Honorable Council, that before we even review it, we should send the current document to a lawyer to look at the whole document and advise us. From there, we can go ahead.
So it will
So
be
the
right.
the perception has changed.
Yes. So it will be right to say that from the onset,
Yes.
you were not given the opportunity to seek for proper advice before you signed on the contract,
Yes.
and that you were just presented with a situation and you were advised to act on it and you acted on it.
Yes.
Thank you. I believe it's after 1.
Okay.
This is a convenient point to stop for lunch, and we will be back. And please, Mr. Ture, endeavor to produce the emails before we come back from the.
Okay.
You can liaise with the registrar.
Yes, okay.
And the documents that I had asked for.
Your documents. We may please rise.